amazing parents. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on when you are joining this and watching this session. All right, so today is day 11 already. So we've done 10 days, and today is day 11 of the Know Your Child More challenge. So this challenge is, you know, it has been curated for us to discover things that we need to pay attention to, okay, when it comes to raising our child or when it comes to raising our children, okay. And these are positive ways, you do parenting, and that is what we are all about, positive parenting. And hey, if you are just meeting me for the first time, I am Boma Obufuribo. I am a positive parent coach and the founder of the Positive Parenting Academy, which is an online academy that helps parents like you. Now we coach, we consult, we train parents, caregivers, and anyone that has to take care of children. We give them the skills, the knowledge they need to be able to raise children that can thrive in this 21st century. Okay, and we also work with children 5 to 10 years because that is the critical time for building skills. So we run the Skilled Kids Hub for children 5 to 10 years where we teach them critical life skills. Okay, I was just chatting with a parent just before I joined the session, and she was expressing her overwhelm when she gets back from work. A lot of things are waiting for her to attend to, so she is so much under pressure, so much burden. She's saying, how can she take care of the home front at the same time be productive at work? And to a large extent, it is because we have failed to outsource and delegate some things to our children. Okay, our children need to be skilled. A skilled child would not weary you. A skilled child will make the burden lighter for you. A skilled child will be easier to parent. Okay, so you cannot always do everything and you will not always be there. The skills you teach them now is what will help them later in life. So if you want to sign your kids up, registration is ending in the next 11 days. Okay, we're going to be starting in January. All right, so I said registration for the Skilled Kids Hub is just 40,000 naira for the whole year. That's less than 5,000 a month. Isn't that amazing? So sign your kids up because we're starting in January. For the parent circle, which is the Positive Parent Circle, it is a community of parents that the academy runs. However, there is an ongoing cohort, so registration has closed till next year. But guess what? You still have some offers, okay, that you can jump on. For the whole of next year, we'll be running 3 courses, amazing courses that will change the trajectory of your parenting. So we have the Year Less Connect More, where we help you to reduce your yearling meter. Okay, that is coming in March, so you look out for it. We also have the Healing Your Inner Child. All right, a lot of things we do currently in parenting is from the childhood experiences we had that we did not resolve. Okay, and we kept it hidden in our subconscious, and because we didn't resolve it, it's playing out in the way we relate with our children. And without knowing it, it's a pattern that if we don't do something about, we're going to pass it on to our children. So in Healing Your Inner Child course, we help you to identify these things, these experiences, deal with it, heal, so that you don't bleed on children that did not do anything wrong. All right, that comes up in June. And then finally, we have the Boost Your Child's Learning Performance course. So the last one we had this year was amazing. We help you to unlock the genius potential in your child. Did you know that we are all born geniuses, but we are using less than required percentage of our brain function? Okay, so we're going to be exposing you to brain-friendly strategies that you can use to help your children in their academics, help them develop a love for learning, and come up with their own study skills. All right, so those are our courses in a nutshell. Look out for them. But you can also start registration for our next cohort in 2024. You can book a slot now, and then you spread the payment. So it's 50,000 for the whole year, right? So that's about 5,000 or less for each month. Okay, so welcome and welcome and welcome again to today's session. Wumi, you are welcome. All right, so today is day 11. We are starting right away. Now, today's challenge is okay, so if you can see me and hear me, please let me know before we continue. Good evening, Wumi. You are welcome. And I believe you had an amazing day. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, so today we're talking about lies. Lies. So lies, you know, in my interaction with parents, right? Okay, amazing. In my interaction with parents, one of the common challenges they have is that their children lie. Okay. All right, Ibitola, you are welcome. So they complain. One of their major challenge with raising children is lies. All right. So I had a session sometime on Facebook concerning this topic of lies, why your children lie and what you can do about it. So can we have feedback from us? So what did we find when we went to inquire? Or it's possible that you may just give answers to what has happened in the past, times when your children lied. What was it that caused them to lie? Even if it wasn't recently, all the times your children have lied, what were the major reasons they lied? So let us have our comments in the comment section as we go on. All right, so okay, so I want to see our comments. Right now, most parents want to raise children to be honest. Okay, so they are scared, fear. All right, so we're going to come to that. Now, most children, so why do you think they are scared? Why do you think they are scared? Why do you think it's fear? Fear. What are they afraid of? And why do you think they are afraid? We're going to get to that, because that's actually the most common reason why they lie. Okay, so most parents, they want to raise honest adults. Okay, you don't want to raise children to become honest in future, like all of that. So when your children lie, you are not pleased, you are disappointed. But there's something we need to understand. Lying is a normal part of childhood development. Okay, it is a developmental milestone. All right, it is a developmental milestone. Now, lying is influenced by cognitive development, social and cultural factors. Okay, and then remember, your environment matters. Okay, environment is a huge determinant of what happens with your children. Environment is a huge determinant of what happens with your children. So someone write that for me in the comment section. Environment is a huge determinant. Hassana, you are welcome. Environment is a huge determinant of what your children become. Okay, but let us understand that cognitive development, social and cultural factors will influence lying. Okay, so don't assume that your child should know that she should not tell lies. That is something that we should avoid. Okay, assumption is the lowest form of knowledge. Don't assume. You say, don't you know that you shouldn't tell lies? No, don't assume, because like we will learn as we go along, lying is part of the developmental milestone, like I said. Now, we'll also find out if children understand the morality of lying, what lies are normal, when does lying become a problem, what is a white lie, what about secrets, and all of that. And in the Skilled Kids Hub, you know, we're going to be teaching more of this, okay, to the children in the Skilled Kids Hub. So Busola, you are welcome as well. Okay, you are back from Shiloh. I hope you came with all the anointing and blessings. All right, so if you're just joining in, please, you know, let us hear you in the comment section why your children have ever lied, okay, so that we can engage. Now, so we're also going to learn how you can encourage honesty, because like I said, don't assume that your children would know how to tell the truth, and will also come to you as adults. Yes, when it comes to this lying matter. All right, so how young does lying start? Now, it starts from preschool years, okay, and it increases in frequency as the child gets older. Lying starts in preschool years, all right? Okay, so Ibitola is re-echoing it. I want to see us in the comment section why our children lied. And Wumi, you said fear is the major culprit. Why do you think they're afraid? What is causing fear? Perfect love casts out fear, okay? God has not given us the spirit of fear. So why do you think they are afraid? And why do you think they are afraid? And that's what's making them to lie, okay? My daughter, okay, so Hasana says, my daughter says she lied because she didn't want us to be angry, and she lied out of fear. So fear is a recurring reason, very prominent, and we'll get to that. So preschool years is when lying starts. Now, it can be earlier if the child has an older sibling because of social interaction. Remember I said cognition, social and cultural factors affect lying, okay? Now, as cognition improves, okay, as your cognitive development continues, the ability to lie will increase because the child is beginning to understand what is happening around them. Now, we need to know, okay, they're afraid of criticism. Okay, since we discussed it in the house, it has drastically reduced. All right. So as the child grows older and the cognition improves, the lying increases. But you need to understand that children, you know, in that preschool years, they tend to confuse days. So I had this experience, you know, sometimes my daughter will come back and tell me something that happened 3 days ago, but she's telling me that it happened today, you know. So, but when I ask the teacher, you know, they will say, no, nothing like that happened today. But I think they remember something may have happened like that some days back. So, you know, it was a bit confusing for me until I understood. Now, your child is saying it not because they are lying, you know, and that is why we also need to understand the developmental stage when it comes to lies, okay? So Busola says my daughter doesn't want us to be unhappy with her. She wants to be on mommy and daddy's good book. We'll get to that. All right, so people as in they want to please you, and you know, really for children between 5 to 10, they want to do right by you. A lot of times it's when they get to teenagers that they begin to, you know, not send, they won't send you, you know. So that's why at that age, 5 to 10, you really need to make the most of it, and that influence you have, use it in a good way. And we'll get to all these comments people have dropped concerning lies. So let's move. Now, again, children at that age, you know, I talked about them confusing days. They may also have this wishful fulfillment. So they have fantasies, they wish and imagine things that would not happen. So when you ask them, they may say things because they wish for those things to happen. And you'll be saying, why are you telling lies? Why are you saying? That's why you need to have knowledge, you know, depending on the child's age. Now, this is because their social cognition is not well developed. So those two things are the reasons why children, you know, those preschool children, you know, may tend to be saying things and you think that they are lying. Okay? Now, as children get older, their cognition is improving, right? So they now know when it's appropriate and not appropriate to lie, and then they get better with lying, right? Just follow me as we are going. Now, nobody has made them understand why you should tell the truth. Don't assume that they know. Honesty is a skill, and I will get to that, all right? So as they grow older, their cognition is improving, so they know what is appropriate and what is inappropriate to lie. Then when they become teens, they start concealing some things. Now, they may not reveal some information, okay, because They don't think it's necessary to tell you, and you will feel okay, they were lying. You ask them something, they won't give you the full picture, because there are some things they just don't want to tell you. That is part of what you will consider lying. Okay, so they conceal some things, because of course when it comes to teenage years, they are trying to be discreet. They want to get their own space, they want to be private, and that is why before they get there, you need to do some work, which some of the things I discuss with parents in the positive parent circle. Now they also start doing all these pro-social lies as the children get older. So the pro-social lies are the ones that they don't want to hurt feelings, like some of you have mentioned here. Okay, they don't want to hurt your feelings. Then they want to self-preserve. They want to preserve themselves because they are scared. So you see, these are the two things most of you dropped here. So pro-social lies are the kind of lies your children are giving because they don't want to hurt your feelings and they want to get out of trouble. So they are scared, okay, of what may happen if they say the truth. Now, you also need to remember, little children, at that preschool years, they can't also differentiate between mistakes and lies. So sometimes you may tell them something, okay, you say, okay, I will take you to this place. I'm taking you out, for a fun. Okay, so I'm back. Can you see me? Can you hear me, please? I think my network just logged me out for a bit. Okay, so if I can still be seen and heard, please let me know. So you take your preschooler out, tell them you're taking them to a so place at a time. When you people get there, the place hasn't opened yet. You thought, you had that knowledge that this place opens at this time. You get there and it's not open. And then your preschooler is saying, Mommy lied to me. Daddy lied to me, So it was a mistake, but they don't understand the difference, So some of these things you need to understand. It's about understanding the stage at which your child is. Again, we've talked about social factors, we've talked about cognition influencing lying, all right? And we've mentioned some of the things some of you put there as the reason why your children lie, the pro-social lies. Now we come to culture. Culture, like I said, the environment where you raise your child is very key. Okay, if you remember things like Santa Claus and Tooth Fairy, okay, I'm sure many of us did that. We say Santa will come, Christmas Eve and drop gift for you. When your children wake up in the morning, say Santa Claus drop this for you. Or we say Tooth Fairy, when their tooth falls off, we tell them to put it under their bed. And when they wake up in the morning, Tooth Fairy has dropped money for them. How many of us were on this table? I know I was. Okay, so those are cultural things we do, as their life. Culture is something that children grew up with, but eventually as they get older they realize my daughter called me one day and said, Mommy, just tell me the truth, you're the Santa Claus, right? She said, Mommy, there's no Santa Claus that comes, right? Even the Tooth Fairy, she said, Mommy, you're the one dropping that money under my pillow. But before, when she was younger, she was excited. Seeing money under her pillow, she's so happy. Yay! Tooth Fairy dropped money for me. So all of these cultures can affect, lying. All right? And then lying can be a survival mechanism. It was recorded in the Bible how Abraham and Isaac lied. The same kind of lie, trying to protect their life. They lied that their wife was their sister as a survival mechanism. So, and again, like I said, there may be sometimes your children tell white lies, right? Because of those reasons you mentioned. Then you need to also tell them about surprises. So keeping surprises, you conceal information about something for a short period of time because you want to surprise the person. It's not necessarily a lie. Okay, you need to help them differentiate all of this and teach them which one is harmful. Keeping secrets, telling lies about something for a long period, something that is likely to get into trouble or hurt you, they are not acceptable. Okay, now when does lying become a problem? Because the truth is, every one of us, even including you, I'm sure sometimes you have said something and we'll find out the reasons why we lie, and then our children lie. Most of the times, we may have said something, and we honestly know that it was not the full information, or we exaggerated, or we just try to cover up some things just to get out of a situation. I am sure we are all guilty, right? So let's move. Now, a little percentage of us will do that, but when it becomes a problem is when it is a pattern. So we have some medical conditions in children where it is a problem, like children that have attention deficit hyperactive disorder. They are impulsive, so they don't even think before they talk, and then it becomes a problem because they are always telling things that are not true. Then also children with conduct disorder. Okay, so in all of these are extreme forms that you will need to seek professional help when you cannot cope. Then I will quickly want to mention cyberbullying. That's another form of lying. Okay, lying about people on the online space. You need to ensure that your children are not doing that. That is why part of what we do in the Positive Parent Circle is we teach parents about raising children in the digital space, helping your child to become a good digital citizen. Okay, cyberbullying is something that has started being a thing of concern among children. Recently, there was a teenager that committed suicide because of it. Okay, so we need to educate our children appropriately. Now, like I said, for adults, you lie because you want to save your face, you want to avoid hurting feelings. And then you also want to get out of work. For adults in your workplace, I'm sure you've told some lies, say, oh, something is happening that you need to leave. Yes, we've all done that. Okay, so now why do kids lie? And that's where I'm going to I'm going to cone down on why do your kids lie and what you can do. Now first, they want to cover up and avoid harsh punishments. So they are scared because of harsh punishments. Now they have weighed the possibilities of negative versus positive consequence of telling the truth. They have seen that not telling the truth is a better option, because if they tell the truth, they've seen the kind of consequences that come with it. And so parents, it has to do with your parenting style and your discipline strategy. Okay, so you will need to review it. If your child is afraid of coming out to own up to whatever it is they've done, then, like I keep saying, whatever happens, okay, is a function of either your faulty system or the system you did not have at all. So check yourself. What is it that I need to change? That my child should be lying to me and saying that they are scared. That means there's something with your parenting style. Okay, you have not created that environment where they can make mistakes. You are the perfectionist. Do you know whose child you are? Don't go and disgrace me in public. You say all those kind of things, and you don't give room for mistakes. When they do something, you react. You are so reactive. You snap at every little thing. You're so critical of them. All right, so, and then you discipline in harsh ways. You flog them, you shout on them, any little thing they do. So they have decided to, like I said, they've decided to not get caught by lying so that they can avoid all that. So you will need to review your parenting style. Now, another reason they lie is out of curiosity and fun. So you will need to offer them guidance. Okay, a lot of children, like they say, in the first 6 years of life, children are curious, they want to explore. So in the process, they can tell lies, just to do those things that they would want to do. You need to be mindful and receptive to all of these things that are happening in your children's life. And I go in depth, to teach parents in the Positive Parent Circle the developmental changes that are occurring in the different stages of a child's life, okay, and how to deal with them at those stages. You don't parent the same way from cradle to when they become 18. No, there are different strategies because there are different developmental stages. Okay, so you need to offer them guidance. Then they may also lie because they want to brag, they want to feel among, and this is coming from low self-esteem. Okay, they want to lie to feel among. Okay, this person said, my mommy bought me phone. This one wants to be among them. He say, okay, me too, I have a phone. I just left it at home. I didn't bring it, but my mommy bought me a big phone. You have to pay attention to all of these things. you engage your child, and the only way you do that is when you connect. If you're not connecting daily with your children, some of these things you would not know. And you need to build their self-esteem, how you relate with them, how you affirm them, okay, how you teach them to be content with what it is they have. Gratitude, I was talking about gratitude the other day. You know, gratitude is a perspective, all right, and it should become a disposition. That's the point you should get to with your children, okay, so that they don't have to brag, you know, and tell lies for things that, you know, they don't have, just because they want to boost their self-esteem. Children will also lie to get attention. So if you are the parent that is never around, okay, they will do anything at all costs, even if it means doing the wrong thing. Just all right. So I was talking about children lying to get your attention. So they would need to, you will need to connect with them, okay? You need to connect, a lot of connection. Then, like I said, they can confuse imagination with reality. That's for the preschoolers. And of course, white lies. So you need to teach them. This one requires tact, okay? So you need to teach them, you know. So there was a video I watched, and the man was talking about how to not lie. So he said there was a friend of his, you know, that went on stage and was going to do a performance. So after the friend performed, he knew the performance wasn't nice, okay? So when the friend called him immediately, the friend asked, how did I do? You know, so he was caught between not wanting to tell a lie and at the same time, you know, telling her, you know, what it is, like she didn't do so well. So what he said was, you try. Okay, can you see me and hear me? The network is shaky. So based on the story I just finished telling, you will need to teach your children, you know, how to be tactful when it comes. Okay, so being able to, okay, so the last part of the story, the person didn't perform well, okay, so the person didn't perform well. She now asked the friend, how did I do? So the friend didn't want to tell a lie. At the same time, he didn't want to tell her she didn't perform well. So what he said was, you did your best at that time, okay? Because he knew telling her she didn't perform well was just going to kill her morale. So he just said, you did your best. So much later, you know, he called and then told her everything, right? So we need to teach our children to be tactful. Most times we say we don't want to hurt feelings. You need to teach them. And the reason why they say all this, okay, Hasana says that's a white lie. Yes. So emotional intelligence is key, okay? People think that you're not supposed to feel negative emotions, like you're hot, you're angry, you're jealous, you're having rage or something. They are all emotions. All emotions are signals. They are just messages, okay? Including the negative ones, okay? Being constructive, yes. So what have we learned so far? Let us drop it in the comment section. Other things why kids lie is they want to protect others and they model. They are modeling. No, modeling is the most important. In fact, you will tell them, don't tell lies. Meanwhile, you're on the phone telling somebody, I'm close, you know. So modeling, what are we modeling? Are we telling lies without knowing and our children are watching? Okay, so what are the steps we can take? Consider the age and the reason. We've talked about a couple of reasons why children lie. Consider their age as well. Acknowledge and help them, okay? Don't be confrontational, don't be critical. When they lie, you say, hi, you have lied, though, you are going to hellfire. Don't be too critical. Don't punish, don't beat them, please. When you beat them, they will lie. It's a vicious circle. The more you beat them, the more they find ways to lie. I remember growing up, you know, my older sister, you will consider her a rebel. So the more they flogged her, the more she devised means of not getting caught. So flogging and beating, it just shows how irresponsible you are with your emotions. Go and learn. So I was at a session over the weekend, and emotional intelligence is the bedrock. If you don't have your emotions in check, you'll be all over the place, and it's what the children see, and that's why they are scared. Because you give this infallibility narrative that you can't make mistakes, but it's wrong. Give them a safe place to make their mistakes and learn. Okay, it's better for them to make the mistake now than later. All right, help them to understand and differentiate that, separate them from what has happened. That thing that happened is not that you are not happy with what they did, but not them. There's a way you can communicate it, and they will know that you're separating what happened from them as a person, as a child to you, and you need to teach value. So like I said, honesty is a skill. Don't assume that, okay, that you're supposed to be honest. No, you need to teach it. You need to make it tangible. Don't just put it as something vague. Be okay, and of course you need to model. Teach them the difference between antisocial lies are the ones we call the tackling. Okay, so people reveal things about what people did just to get them into trouble. They want to harm them because they want to look good, for their personal gain. Avoid punishment. Okay, white lies maintain social relationships to know how to go about it. Then positive reinforcement, when you see them telling the truth, focus. Like I said the other day, what you focus on expands. If you keep focusing on you're always lying, that's how they will keep lying. Focus on when they did not lie. So you focus on the ones you want to see them do and magnify it. And of course, avoid labeling them. So don't give labels. Don't say you tell lies a lot, you are a liar. Those are labels. Okay, they are not liars. They are amazing children that want to do right by you. And so we believe in the Positive Parenting Academy that every child is born good and with a desire to do the right thing. Okay, it is the systems you have put in place that is the problem, not the child. All right, so the next time your child lies, ask yourself, go back to the drawing board. Okay, whatever your child does is just a... All right, so we are rounding off. Never make it about your child. Let us begin to drop what it is we learned. Go and rave in the WhatsApp group, what you learned about lies today. Thank you, Wumi. Thank you, Ibitola. Thank you, Hassana. Thank you, Busola. It has been such an amazing time with you. All right, so yes, never make it about the child. So we'll see. All right, so if you've not signed your kids, 11 days left for registration for the Skill Kids Hub. So sign up your kids. All right, bye, and see you tomorrow. Have an amazing night rest.